Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about the episode of Avatar the Last Airbender, the Netflix version, Into the Dark, which is the 4th episode. And I have to say, I have had really enjoyed this episode. I think out of like all of the 8 episodes, this had to be my favorite. And I guess that's partially because like we got to kind of see like more of Zuko's like humanity, and I'll get to that later in the review. But essentially, in this episode, it picks up directly after when the last episode ends. Aang's in the Earth Kingdom prison. He gets to talk to us, Uncle Iroh. Aang says, us being in here is all Zuko's fault. I'm beginning to see the type of man he is. And, Iroh says, I doubt it. And essentially, Iroh is going to, like, be put into this, like, prison for the rest of his life, I guess, where nobody else can find prisoners. Well, Aang gets sent to Bumi. Obviously, if you've seen the cartoon, you kind of knows what to expect with like Iroh. Iroh gets saved. Zuko saves him. Aang kind of reunites with Bumi. It's not until like Bumi's snort or laugh, which has a snort in it, where Aang recognizes Bumi. And Bumi does all these challenges to Aang until they pretty much fight to the death. And I gotta say, in this episode, like how they like portrayed Bumi, I am kind of iffy with them making Bumi a grumpy old man. Because in the anime series, he was trolling Aang. He was like, sure, they kept the whole giving him tests bit in this version, different tests, but still tests. But the entire time when like Bumi was was testing Aang, part of it was him trolling Aang. The other part was seeing if Aang could remember him. And of course in the cartoon he does. In this version he does. But in this version he was much more bitter. He was mad that Aang was gone the 100 years. And I get that. But like, I don't know. If the King Bumi, I guess, in the cartoon was bitter, then I could see myself being okay with it, but I don't know. This is like one of the changes where I didn't like so much. They made him bitter for the most part in this episode. Another change they did was essentially like Aang and Zoro were looking for Aang. They went through the lover's past that we saw in the cartoon. The one thing I like they changed that bit, the lover's past bit. In the cartoon, I guess they portrayed it as romantic love, especially with Aang and Katara. We see them leaning in to kiss each other. Like, in the cartoon, that was the moment when like they allowed each other to like accept that they have feelings for each other for that one moment. But then after that was like business as usual, pretty much. And this version, they had Sokka and Katara go through there, and obviously it wasn't romantic love, because that would be weird given how they are brother and sister. It wasn't like them like detaching themselves from their egos and acknowledging that yeah, we are flawed people, but you're my family. I love you. We're in this together. We'll find a way out of this cave together. And of course, it didn't happen until like this Bashmo came about, where the Bashmo is blind, and the said Bashmo reacts to emotions. So essentially, the Bashmo helped Sokka and Katara leave the cave, where we get to see like Katara and Sokka save Aang from Bumi. And essentially the ending for that bit was, hey, we are the Earth Kingdom's gonna get invaded. We're ready. Aang, go to the Northern Water Temple, Water Tribe. We got this here, my friend. They're not gonna win, and good luck being the Avatar. Pretty much, that's how I interpreted it. The episode. I'm trying to like, and then Zuko and Iroh. The reason why kind of brings into like why I enjoyed this episode. There were flashbacks to like at Uncle Iroh's son's funeral, and he's just sitting there, and we see the Fire Lord and Zuko, the Fire Lord Ozai, and saying, in his cold-hearted way, trying to comfort his brother, and Iroh says, "Thank you, brother," or Ozai. And then Zuko, we see Zuko tell Iroh what Ozai told Zuko to say. And then Zuko comes back, gives something of his cousin to Uncle Iroh, saying, "Your son didn't need this, because he was the bravest man I know. He won this when he was serving. He's pretty much saying that he saw like great things in his path, in his life, Zuko's life. That's why he gave it to him." And Zuko said, "Your son didn't need this, because he was the bravest man I knew." And Zuko gave Uncle Iroh back the talisman that his son gave to Zuko. And I thought this was a really nice, beautiful moment. Sure, that was like before Zuko like got his like burned in his face and was casted out until he captured the Avatar. So sure, that was pre-Dick Zuko, but still, I enjoyed it because it showcased his like humanity a little bit, and also like I know like the whole like little soldier boy Leaves on the Fine, that's what it's called, sorry. Leaves on the Fine song is kind of like being like iffy about some fans. Some fans hate how it's used, and that it's just like the way it like criticize how like it was used in this setting. Others liked it. I fall in the category where I liked it. I thought that like I would love to see like the guy who's Uncle Iroh in this version, so like seeing Leaves on the Vine, kind of like having that recreation of what happened in the cartoon happened here, in this live action. And little fun fact, like this is sad, but in the cartoon, part of the reason why Uncle Iroh cried, because I believe the guy's name's Mako. He was dying. I think he had cancer. Don't quote me on that, but he was, from what I've heard, he was dying, and that was the last day that he was going to voice Uncle Iroh. So that was the last day the voice actor was doing Uncle Iroh, right? And so like that's like part of the reason why the act like we hear Uncle Iroh die, like because in first he misses his son and he wishes his son was there, but in real life the actor was dying. And I've heard after that recording session was over, his like I think he had a daughter, like his one of his kids had to like pick him up and carry him out of there, something like that, because he couldn't like walk on his own. So like I can understand some people's like, I don't like how they use it in here, but I enjoyed it. It was a beautiful moment. Like the way they used the leaves on the fire in the Netflix show didn't disrespect the lore. I quite enjoyed it. And then like we go back to present day with those two, and Uncle Iroh says, "It seems like we're always good on the boat." And we see Zuko rowing. And essentially that's like everything that happens in the episode. I said, I enjoyed this episode mostly because we kind of like saw like some of Zuko's humanity, like in those flashbacks, and you can say like we can kind of see like the Zuko's not that uptight ass all the time per se. Like he is the uptight ass for the most part of like the first season and second season. Third season kind of coast down in the anime series, but like we see that he might be the uptight jerk, but he actually like does care about his uncle. Like as much like shit as Zuko gives his uncle, he is always willing to be there for his uncle when needed. He's always there for him, and that side of Zuko I really enjoyed, and I guess that's why I really enjoy this episode, because just kind of a reminder how like close Zuko, like how much Zuko cares for Iroh. And I do like also like in the flashback, the final flashback, with Zuko and Iroh. Iroh comes onto the ship after like the whole like Zuko getting burned in the face, and Zuko says, "I don't need a babysitter. Like if you come with me, you know that if it's possible that I do find the Avatar, it's going to be a very long time before I get to come back. So that means if you come with me, it's going to be a while before you are able to come back." And essentially, Iroh's response was, "You might not need a babysitter, but how about a friend? I get everything I need here." Of course, he makes a little joke about, "I brought my tea here. I got everything I need." Oh, of course, like that was his way of like lightening the mood. I feel like. Also, I can now say he likes tea, but we kind of like. I feel like in that moment we see like Zuko is like grateful, but he's trying not to show a smile per se. But I feel like also like he didn't exactly know how it feel because like he just got banished, understandably. So that'd be like a completely new situation. But I enjoyed it. This episode I think was really good. Out of the 4 episodes that I've seen, I think this episode is my like in terms of like my rewatch, my second watch through. This has to be my favorite. And like I'm still got 4 episodes to go on my second rewatch. So as soon as I watch each episode, I'm gonna review them for you guys, so you guys can get my thoughts. But so far, like I don't think Avatar the Last Airbender, the Netflix series, is as bad as some people say. It's actually like decent. Sure, it's not as good as the cartoon, but I like it. I mean, it's getting a second and third season, so I enjoy it. But anyways, what do you fellow mutants think about episode 4, Into the Dark? Let me know in the comment section down below. Love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to one another. I will talk to you fellow mutants later. Later, taters.